once again to the We Don't Know Sports podcast. This is Chad the Mark with
Mr. Brown
and
Canadian Biggie.
And we are back to talk NBA again? I don't know. Is that where we want to start? Do we just want to go right into that? Like, we are breaking a streak of weeks talking, first of all, just speaking about the NBA. And then secondly, we've been relatively positive.
Well, two things. One, this is probably the first time we ever let off with the NBA. And two, it's watchable again. They changed the rules. It's actually like a game of basketball.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but it is better than where it was at least the past couple years. But I'm not sure if this is a positive thing or not. We may not agree with a lot of people out there, but let's just highlight what the reigning, defending, undisputed MVP, Jokic, the Joker, and might have got hit with a little bit of a cheap shot, and he responded. What happened?
It was a cheap shot. He's bringing the ball across half court, 4 minutes or so left in the fourth. Morris comes over. If you're going to foul him, that's one thing. He throws a freaking forearm shiver up towards his throat. And here's the thing you got to learn, regardless of how you sit on this. If you hit a guy with a dirty shot, don't turn your back. He got what he deserved.
He turned his back quickly, did he not?
And the thing about Morris is him and his brother, they think they're Miami street tough thugs. They are not.
We talked about it last night, Biggie. The fact is, they're like, they couldn't handle the streets of Miami. And then everybody else was like, they're from Serbia. I mean, what do you think they're going to do?
Yeah.
They probably walk down the streets with AK-47s like every day of their life.
First of all, they're from Philly anyway. They're not even from Miami, so they need to shut the hell up. And the other thing is just the context for this, which this happened. So I don't know, Biggie, if you got what the fine was or the punishment. I know he got a 1-game suspension.
Yeah.
And was it a $50,000 fine?
I want to say it might have been $50,000. I don't remember exactly.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of said $50,000. But regardless, it was a pretty hefty fine. And this is coming on the heels of a guy that got ejected in a playoff game for a foul that wouldn't have gotten a lot of people of his caliber ejected. Just because
if it would have been like Giannis or LeBron or Curry with that same foul in the playoffs, none of them get ejected.
So are they going after them for a reason, or are they just trying to make sure we don't have any more hard fouls like that again? Because he was somewhat remorseful after the fact because he hit him in the back. Like, he felt bad about that part of it.
Well, what's he supposed to do, though? Wait till he turns around and say, I'm going to push you now?
Yeah. Tap on the shoulder and let him turn around.
Yeah. If you're going to do that, you just got to, knock him out, level him.
I guess, man. But is the punishment fit the crime?
It does for this reason. They want to make sure that other players around the league don't feel as though that's how they can retaliate. Because how do we get to the game becoming so soft and malice and palace? They can't afford to have it go to where hard fouls become a part of the game again.
Well, I'm glad you brought Malice in the Palace up, because now that everyone's already circled the next date in Miami, even the brothers.
November 29th.
Well, they didn't even want to circle the date. They were ready to go at it in the arena.
They were, but I'm saying now they're saying, we've bought tickets, we're going to be there. They let everybody know. They made it known they're going to be there. So could we see a potential?
This is like a Tyson Fury.
Could we see some fireworks that day?
Well, the Jokic brothers did not have Twitter until this happened, and the Morris brothers were talking crap. They created a Twitter account, and they tweeted at...
And people were trying to verify if it was real or not.
Like, I wasn't trying to knock it, but that's what you and I were talking about the other day, Biggie. I was like, are you sure this is true? And you said Jim Rome said it was true, so I'm like, well, that's the gospel then.
So here's what they tweeted at him. You should leave this the way it is instead of publicly threatening our brother. Your brother made a dirty play first. If you want to make a step further, be sure we will be waiting for you, Jokic brothers.
Yeah.
There was another report of fans who took pictures and video of the Jokic brothers who were at that game, and the report was they were just waiting for their brother to give them the throat slash sign, and they'd have been on the court.
Like, they already know what that is.
Yep.
Like, they've been through those situations
Just
like
do
this. The thing that I liked was the picture of the Miami Heat waiting outside the locker room. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was like the whole team.
Yep.
So, all right, so I get it, man. Dirty shot. Like, we're not happy about Morris taking the dirty shot, and we kind of understand the Joker with the retaliation. And after that, it's done, right? Like, we're good with it. Like, tempers, can flare a little bit, but let's calm down and relax. But then, like, I appreciate the fact that they had their boys back, even if he was wrong, or even if he wasn't, they were there.
Listen, I can't take them seriously unless they're standing out in the hallway in their Miami Vice uniforms. Because then you know they're serious.
Yeah.
That's the Grand Theft Auto
Vice City.
That's how you do it, playing some Loverboy in the background or something.
Where's Don Johnson?
Hey, hot Crockett and Dubs.
I'll say this. What I don't understand that they do when they build these new stadiums is there's a hallway that splits the visiting and home team locker room. So how do you not know that something like that could happen?
I guess they just think people are going to be more mature nowadays, but that's just not the case, man. We're animals.
I don't know. Jimmy Butler just looks like a Ninja Turtle. That damn headband.
Which Ninja Turtle is he?
Depending on the night, he's either Raphael or Donatello.
Or Raffatello. I like that.
He's going to Raffatello. A hybrid?
Yeah.
Nice.
He'll just be the science one that says, radical, dude. And that'll be fine. Let's move on to some more potential foul play. And I know we're going to talk plenty of NFL, and we'll get into are we in week 10 now?
Week 10.
Holy crap. Week 10 of the NFL Stone Cold Lead Pipe Locks. And we had a bad week last week. But we'll talk about that later. We're not ready to talk about that quite just yet. But we will give you the teaser that we all picked the Baltimore Ravens to cover tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But let's talk about Mr. Brown's Raiders.
Do we really have to?
I think we do, because they just love the spotlight. They love the spotlight. What happened?
What hasn't happened is a better question.
Well, I guess what's happened since
we got one player left from last year's draft that's still on the team.
Hey, he's a starter, though.
For now. For now.
Hey, did you see the video of Ruggs on the strip?
I saw the car, yeah.
We already talked about Ruggs last week.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that as fast as he was going, that's how quickly this whole Raiders franchise owned by Mark Davis is about to have new ownership.
The Mark Davis backpack memes just keep getting better. I love that. But
the best meme I've seen out there, and I posted it, was it's the state of the current Raiders, and it's Smokey from Friday, and he says, how do you get fired on your day off? And then it has Gruden with his laptop. It has Ruggs with his bottle of Hennessy. And then it has Arnett with his AKs, whatever the hell guns he had out there, shooting it up. And that's the Raiders right now. That's the Raiders in a nutshell.
You were talking about Vice City in Miami. It was the Grand Theft Auto cover of the Raiders, man.
Yeah.
That's where they're at. That's the new game. Download the expansion pack today, kiddies. It'll be there for you tomorrow. But
I mean, whatever happened to what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Just let the guys play. Let them play. Turn the blind eye. I guess this is the Raiders, man. We're dirty. That's what we do.
Dude,
they are embracing
they've crossed the line. You can't kill dogs.
Yeah, don't kill dogs, but I guess don't have assault weapons and make threats.
See, if that would have happened in Korea, they would have just ate the damn thing.
Yeah.
Why is it wrong now?
Put it in some ketchup.
Forget about putting a team in London. Let's just move the Raiders to Korea then.
Yum, yum,
goes. They're like, yes, lunch on the strip.
Oh, what the hell's gone wrong now? So,
my question for you: at this point, they are 5-3.
They're still in first place.
Well, tied with the Chargers.
Still.
So, is this kind of a rallying around this throughout the rest of the season? That division isn't what we thought. Did they win 9-10 games still?
I would have thought so, but then they just gave a game away this week, which was
a game they shouldn't have lost.
God awful.
Yeah.
So I don't. Like I said, if they finish 8-9 like I predicted, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, that's a very desolate end of the season, though, after the way they started.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's what they do. They've started out strong a few years, and then they always just ride off into the sunset of mediocrity. Dreams. That's what they do.
Well, maybe you'll get a good coach next.
Probably not.
Not happening. Mark Davis is going to coach.
Oh, just draft speed, baby.
All right, just keeping it with other happenings around the NFL. So we got some breaking news that I swear there's a reason why we do the show on Thursdays, right? We're just able to get all this stuff.
There's always something that happens.
I know. And it sucks because we're doing a week in review, but somehow Thursdays worked out great. We're watching the tremendous Thursday night game here in the background, but we also got Odell Beckham found a new home. So OBJ got released.
And this one, it's kind of weird to me because we heard Saints, Packers, and Chiefs were the teams he was eyeing, and he signs with the Rams, and we'll see how it is fit-wise, but it's almost like he picked the Rams because he wants to be in L.A.
Maybe. I saw LeBron congratulated him on Twitter before anybody else really did. So
you don't think it has anything to do with him maybe having Super Bowl aspirations?
Why couldn't he go get those in Green Bay? On the other side of Devontae Adams with the better quarterback.
Too.
Just saying, the better quarterback. and the better team is in Green Bay.
I don't know about that.
Well, the better quarterback is.
Yeah.
Well, the better quarterback.
But Stafford's playing.
You have to say that now. You have ties to Rodgers.
You know, I got to point that out. Come on now.
The better overall teams in L.A.
Yeah, and like I'm not really surprised that LA makes that move. Like they've shown.
That's what they do.
Would you rather play your January home games in Lambeau Field or in a dome in LA?
Yeah. Oh, if I was Beckham, I'd be playing for the Chargers because I like Justin Herbert, but I'd be in LA. No way in hell am I going to Green Bay.
OBJ's got to be with a quarterback that can temper the relationship, and I don't think Herbert's got the maturity to do that yet. Stafford probably does. You know, Stafford will be okay. So we'll see how it goes. But as far as like, what do you expect out of Beckham the rest of the go?
I think the probably first 2, 3, 4 weeks he'll be a red zone target, and I might try and stretch the field with him a little bit. It'll take him just a little bit of time to fit into where he is, but he'll take over that Brandon Cooks role. Deep outs, 9 routes.
I'll tell you who don't like the signing is Cooper Kupp. I can tell you that.
He'll be fine.
I mean, I thought of it kind of comparable with steroids as like an Antonio Brown to Tampa because they already had so many weapons and they had a big name like Beckham come in and maybe he's just trying to take the pressure off. Yeah. Like AB has done a great job since he came to Tampa. So, I mean, maybe he is just a red zone target and trying to fit in.
Let me ask you this question then. Over under the rest of the season, will he have 3 touchdowns for the Rams?
Over.
Over.
He is too talented. If he's healthy, Sean McVay will find a way to get him involved.
I say over.
I think it's under.
So you think that in, 8 games they have left, that he can't score 3 touchdowns?
I think it'll push.
I'll push. Okay.
You know, so maybe I should have said 3.5.
Yeah.
But I'll take under at 3.5. And the reason why is it's going to take him a couple weeks to get acclimated. They'll put him in for design sets. I think teams will know when he's on the field that that's what they're looking for. So I don't think you count the next 2 weeks. After that, you know, he might start showing some ability there. But the Rams have shown, and Stafford has shown, man, they got it clicking pretty good without him. So it's like it's going to be kind of like what Mr. Brown said. It'll be like the AB thing.
Cooper Kupp's had no issues wasting every defensive back out there so far this year.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and if you're wondering what that noise is in the background, it is actually the tears of all Cleveland Browns fans in their underperforming season like they do every other year.
I thought it was the tears of joy that just Beckham was gone.
Maybe, I don't know.
Or it could just be a good old-fashioned West Virginia gollywasher that we just happened to get in the middle of the show. But we got the doors open, the windows open, and it's
second week in November.
Hell yeah.
60s.
Oh, I heard us talking. It's coming down harder now.
Like we just said, this is why you go to L.A. and not Green Bay, because in Green Bay, this is a snowstorm.
That's exactly right. So, speaking of finding destinations, a former New England Patriot, a great former Patriot, has found a new home. Or maybe an old Patriot. Home. A great Patriot.
You know, the thing that gets me about Cam landing back in Carolina is that the same people who had him in Carolina previously went to Washington and have needed a quarterback badly, and they wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot barred pole. I don't know why Carolina gave him as much money as they did. I get why they signed him. You bring him back home. He's a fan favorite. He's big within the community. But didn't they give him, it's reported, it's close to $10 million?
$10 million, but it just happened today, and I haven't seen the details of what the contract is. I imagine it's like that New England contract he had where it's very incentive-laden.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it being anything else.
Yeah, New England, he had like an $8 million contract, and like $1.7 million was guaranteed.
Right. Like, Cam is not in the situation where he holds all the cards here.
That's what I was getting ready to say. What kind of leverage does he have? And the fact that they even gave him the upwards of that kind of incentive blows my mind.
I mean, he probably just goes in and says, look, my wardrobe costs alone. Demand $5 million.
Hello, look at my wardrobe. Hello.
There's a lot of costume changes involved, and he's about to bring Charlotte to their knees, as Batman villains would say. But either that might sound a little different on the mic, but I'll just keep moving on. He's back in Carolina. Does it make a difference? They're still going to be just nothing, right?
Yeah, they're trash.
We all win here, though, because now we still have the Cam Newton memes that'll keep coming out. And
great social media fodder.
Yeah, so then thanks, Cam. We appreciate you trying to come back.
Yeah,
you're helping us out.
Yeah. Something else has been great for the social media fodder has just been the array of takes on Aaron Rodgers. And as the story unfolds, last week we started talking about it as it kind of came to, knowledge because didn't he play on Thursday night? No. That was 2 weeks ago.
He did not play
on Thursday night. Then we had the show last week. We found out he was missing because he got COVID. Then we found out that he lied about being vaccinated. He said he was immunized, whatever the hell that means. I guess he took the horse tranquilizers or whatever. But
he took a holistic approach because he's allergic to the vaccine or something that's in the vaccine.
So I get it, man. If you got the mRNA allergy or whatever, if a doctor told him that, sure.
You know why it became such a big deal is because he didn't say I was vaccinated. He said I've been immunized.
Right.
None of the reporters followed up on it.
I'm like,
and he
read
wasn't
between the
wearing a
lines.
mask.
Clearly, he's not vaccinated if he said that. So it's not like he really lied.
No.
He just didn't tell.
The bigger piece, though, is that the Packers knew all this, and they let him skirt all the different things that you had to do if you weren't vaccinated.
I think it's the smartest move the Packers organization has made regarding Aaron Rodgers in a number of years because you knew that he wasn't immunized. You knew it was a big deal. You knew the NFL would come down hard on you, and yet you had his back. You didn't leak any information. You let him roll around like he was a vaccinated player.
I mean,
what are they going to do? After what he did to them in the offseason, he'd have been like, I'll meet you at the flagpole at noon.
That's what I'm saying. They were like,
and the Packers would have been like,
we'll take the hit. We got you. We believe in you. We support you. Do your thing.
They had to. We'll eat a $300,000 fine for you, is what they said.
So now I'm thinking he spent his whole offseason planning to get them in a position where they had to support him because he knew he wasn't getting vaccinated.
Right.
They're like, we signed Randall Cobb. We swept this under the rug. What more do you want from us?
He's like, you keep doing it, or I'm going to tell everybody I'm not vaccinated. You've been letting me play and be in all these team meetings without wearing a mask, right?
The Halloween party, that's what did it.
I guess.
Damn John Wick.
So he got fined. So we said the team got fined.
They got fined $300,000.
He got fined
$14,347.
And CeeDee Lamb gets fined $20,000 for not having his shirt tucked in.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to swallow.
That's the NFL in a nutshell. If there's not anything that you could, I don't know. That's just nuts. That's the model of consistency.
You know what I like the most about this is that when he gives out info, he gives it to former Mountaineer Pat McAfee.
He does. Yeah. Every Wednesday, I guess he stops by and just, that's his outlet.
Yep.
And, he was able to kind of come out and he was pretty angry the first time, more explaining. The last time it was more like, well, that's not really what happened. He was more apologizing without apologizing, but it looks like he's only going to miss one game.
Pretty good chance he plays Sunday.
On dropping the Pat McAfee show in here, apparently. That's what he said on Wednesday, that there's a 10% chance I don't play. So he's playing.
Yeah.
I mean, after you, let's close with this. How excited are you for the future, though? The Packers have had these runs of great quarterbacks. They've gone from Favre to Rodgers, and now they get to go to Jordan Love when it's all said and done. We got to see a glimpse of the future.
And we realized why Aaron Rodgers can do whatever he wants to within those halls. They have no confidence in Jordan Love.
So I guess he probably wasn't really pissed until Jordan Love showed up at training camp, and he's like, this is the guy you drafted?
Bum?
Oh, my God. So it's been, 2 years he's been there?
I think this is his third season.
And that's what we got. He did throw a touchdown there, right?
Yes, with 4 minutes left to get me the cover, boys.
Not quite a Hail Mary, but might as well be.
I'll take it.
So be excited if you're a Packers fan because it's Aaron Rodgers, vaccinated or unvaccinated, till he dies, baby. He's going to be your quarterback. All right, it's almost time for the best segment of the show, but I'd be remiss if we didn't talk more basketball. But let's pivot off of NBA real quick. College basketball started. Our Mountaineers played, and thank God it's early season, chump team we're playing. But either way, there were some big games. We got to see the Kentucky-Duke rivalry renewed. That game was on last night. Kansas looked like they're going to be dominant.
Kansas looked good.
They looked real good.
So Michigan State always looks like poo early in the year.
Yeah, but it's Tom Izzo, man.
Dude, Tom Izzo, does he not just look like a guy who would be a dick to play
we were right before we started recording. We were talking about Bud Kilmer. Like, he's the basketball version of that, is he not?
Yes, he is.
I don't know. Hey, but speaking of people like that, I told you how I was feeling earlier about Coach K. Everybody loves Coach K, but he's a dirty bastard too. Don't let him trick you.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, he looks like Splinter from Ninja Turtles.
He does.
If you guys could see the picture that Chad sent us earlier of what his vision of Coach K is, you'll never get it out of your mind.
Because it's true. You just don't want to come to grips with it. But Coach K is Bob Knight. And for some people, you're going to love him. For some, you probably just wonder how he gets away with it. And I think you're the one that said it, Biggie. Like, the media just turns the other way. And they're like, oh, it's because Coach K. He's so nice.
He's built up such a rapport with them that he could eat somebody's heart out, and they'd say, well, he deserved to have his heart eaten out.
He's such a competitor. That's what they'll say.
Top tier.
Most dictators throughout history are like tiny men.
They are. The Napoleon syndrome.
So, I mean, he fits the mold.
I think the other thing about him is he has looked the same for 40 years.
His face is starting to change.
Yeah, he's like 74 or something like that.
His hair is as black as it's ever been.
His hair looks like two new hips.
Come on, he's dying that bitch.
His hair looks like he's one of those damn Lego figures, just like Derek Carr. That's what it looks like.
He needs to have.
It looks like real hair.
They need to kick Clyde Frazier off them Just for Men commercials and bring in Coach K, man. They'd move some product then. That's the way that would work.
He might be like a vampire.
He does look. I'm in trouble because I say he looks like a rat. You're calling him a mythical vampire.
Yeah.
It's okay. He might just eat people's blood.
Yeah, he does.
That's okay.
Just blood of recruits.
So Duke starts the year ranked 9th. We'll see where it goes. Either you guys think there's any possibility that he doesn't go to at least
are you asking me? Are you asking me if the fix is in?
He's going to the Final Four.
The fix is in.
Final Four.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to make a run there. Although on the ACC subject, North Carolina got a nice early season win too, didn't they? Hubie Brown down there?
Yeah, Hubie Davis.
Hubert Davis. Not Hubert. Two very different people.
Isn't Hubie Brown the curly-haired afro dude that looks like Thriller?
No, not Hubie Brown's a
He's
very
been running basketball camps in the 60s, and he's been calling NBA games for like 40
Hubie Brown looks like Michael Jackson after he switched over in Thriller.
Dude, Hubie
That's how old he is.
One of the smartest basketball minds out there.
He looks like the dude from Poltergeist.
See, every time my kids tell me they want a pool, I say, let's watch this movie, and then there's no pool.
So who's the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels?
Hubert Davis.
Yeah, thank you. He was a good three-point shooter back when three-point shooters were rare, right?
Hubie Brown is almost as freaking disgusting as that little crazy woman from Poltergeist.
How old is Hubie Brown? He's got to be like 80.
I bet you he's 87.
What? Okay. So, that's Biggie speak.
I think he's in mid-80s. He looks like it.
I'm saying 87 and a half.
You think?
But he's a wily.
We have to look at it. I'll look it up while y'all keep talking.
He's the modern day Jack Ramsey.
So what's the over-under on Hubie Brown?
Let's put the over-under at 86. Is that fair?
Yeah,
and a half.
86 and a half, and I'm going to take the under.
Okay, I'm going over.
I'm going under.
All right, so we need like some dramatic music here. Like, remember that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music, when they just sit there forever while they thought about it. That's what they need to do. But while he's looking that
throwing out a lifeline,
they did win.
Wow!
Before he gives us the answer, Akron almost beat Ohio State. That was fun, and then Virginia lost to the David Robinson-less Navy midshipman. So that was.
Is he still calling games? There's no way he's still calling games.
He does radio, I believe.
Yeah,
unless he just quit.
Is he Westwood one? We're back to.
You have got to put his photo up when we share the show this week.
Does it look bad?
He looks like the damn crypt keeper.
How old is he?
88.
Oh! Damn it.
I win again.
Biggie's such a good gambler.
Now I got the intro from Tales from the Crypt in my head. Oh, damn it. I hate the 80s.
Oh, man. As much as I'd love to keep talking about things of the Crypt Keeper and whatnot.
Dude, he looks like
let me see.
They need to put him in the
Let me see. You got to slide that. Oh, wow.
He looked better 6 feet under.
He's kind of got a. Never mind. I'm not even going there. How about the college football playoff? You want to talk about that? We can go there, right? They all look alive. Well,
Michigan being ranked ahead of Michigan State makes about as much sense as Hubie Brown still calling games.
The playoff committee has no sense of normalcy with how they look at things. Cincinnati, though, they'll tell you that's the highest ranked a group of 5 teams ever been. Number 5.
Here's the thing about Cincinnati. They'll finish undefeated, but with SMU losing, they don't have another game on their schedule that's like a premier bump type game. So they have to hope for multiple losses in front of them because if Georgia
SMU's
and Alabama.
SMU's still ranked, but it's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
They're like 25.
Georgia and Alabama playing the SEC title game. Alabama beats them. They both have one loss. They stay 1-2.
That's the nightmare scenario.
Oregon and Ohio State. What Cincinnati needs is Ohio State to lose to Michigan State, which is on their half of the Big Ten, and then either not get to the Big Ten title game or lose the Big Ten title game and have 2 losses. They need Oregon to slip up. They need both those schools to lose, or else they're not getting in at number 4 because they'll get jumped.
Who's the most likely to screw up?
I want to say Oregon.
I'm with you. Oregon's going to lose to not Oregon State, but I feel like do they still got USC?
I think they do, and then they'd have the Pac-12 title game against somebody from the South.
I mean, this is the same team that lost to Stanford.
Yeah.
All right. And Ohio State, they're going to take care of business. I think the Big Ten is soft, actually. I don't think Michigan State and Michigan are that good. And I feel like you're going to get the nightmare scenario where Alabama just might beat Georgia, because Georgia's like comfortably number 1. Like it's a huge distance between 1 and 2 versus any other ranking. Like you could say there's as close of a gap between 2 and 5 as there is 1 and 2.
Yeah, because if you look at the top 7 teams, you've got Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State. Only one of those 4 is going to end up in the top 4, if any of them.
Yeah.
So you got Cincinnati, Oregon, Alabama, Georgia. The only 2 guaranteed are Georgia and Alabama.
So let me speak on Georgia fans for a second, because as WVU fans, sometimes we put ourselves in a bubble. Down at the World Series, they're playing the Georgia versus Florida Gators game, waiting on the World Series to get in.
Right.
That's freaking nuts, dude. I mean, I know it helps that they're number 1 in the country, but, dude, they're passionate. And
SEC football.
They are starving for that championship.
You know when the last time Georgia's won a national title?
I don't know.
1980.
It's been that long?
Been that long.
They've always had all these good teams, but never finished.
Right.
So, yeah, they're hungry.
They're starving.
Yeah.
And they probably have the best team top to bottom, at least the best defense. And if you can play defense that good, that might be all you need. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. They're close games. They've gotten out of the system. They've just beaten everybody pretty handily now.
The other thing that's interesting to look at is that typically an undefeated Big 12 team like Oklahoma is number 3 or 4
they're
right
like
now.
number 82 or something. I don't know. They're terrible.
It feels like they're number 82. They are undefeated. They rank 8th. They're behind Michigan
all because
State,
West
Michigan,
Virginia made them
Cincinnati.
boo their quarterback, and they had to make a change. That's why.
But see, if we wouldn't have done that, they would have lost now. They wouldn't even be that close.
You know what it is, honestly? Oklahoma has been to the playoff every year and gets smashed.
Every time.
They get destroyed. So they're like, we don't want to see that anymore.
Can we say something here for Oklahoma? Because Texas is tied to their hip because they're a bitch school that hasn't been good in a very long time.
Yep.
It's been like 12, 13 years, honestly, since they've been good.
Texas
if you're
is
Oklahoma and you can dominate the Big 12 and make it to the playoff every year, why are you going to the SEC? You're going to play in the SEC West. You're going to get housed by Bama, LSU, Ole Miss. They're all better than you.
I have the answer.
Oh, money.
Yeah, they're going to make $56 million a year, and they only make $35 in Big 12 revenue right now. So they're almost going to double their revenue.
It's all about that student-athlete, though.
Who cares if they win?
Money.
That's what drives everything. That's why ESPN runs the playoff, damn it. It's all about money. But
cease and desist.
All right, so speaking of Oklahoma, they would probably be the 4th seed if they could be. Top scenario is 4th seed. So what would be the spread right now if they had to play Georgia?
I would say Georgia would be probably about 11.5 to 13.5 point favorite.
That's it.
Against who?
Oklahoma.
11.5. Yeah, it'd be double digits, but I don't think it'd be 14. I'm with you. It'd be like 11, 12, 13 maybe. I don't think it'd be 14. I mean, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it.
I think it would be around a 2-score because Georgia's offense isn't elite.
No, they're not. Like sometimes they're only scoring 31, 35 points, and that doesn't seem like a lot in the world of college football.
Yeah.
I mean, when some schools are scoring 45 or 50, I mean, even Oklahoma has a tendency to put up 55 occasionally. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Either way, the Big 12, who cares? They're dying anyway. They might as well not give them a playoff spot now. But I do want to point out that if you want to have some fun, you can watch me every week on our Facebook page and our Facebook group for football, where we're showing our 16-team playoff. But I know everybody says just do 8, but I'm like, screw it. I'm giving the Sun Belt a spot at the table because why not? So you win your conference and you get 5 at large, and that's how we're making a playoff. So every time the rankings come out, we're having a little fun and showing that too. So we love the feedback, and it is fun to just sit there and think about what those first-round matchups might be. I think you were getting hyped for Michigan, Notre Dame. That one changed now. I think it was Michigan, Oklahoma State this past week or something like that.
I just love it for the nostalgia. But now it is, it's 8-9. It's Michigan, Notre Dame, stay the same.
Okay.
Or it's Oklahoma, Notre Dame. Sorry, it was Michigan, Notre Dame.
Still, that's. I'd rather watch that than Oklahoma and Georgia because I know what's going to happen.
Well, and then another one that I would love to see is that you'd have number 15 Ole Miss with old Lane Kiffin playing Alabama. You tell me you wouldn't want to sign up for that rematch?
Ole Miss is in there?
Yeah, 15.
You're just looking at the college football playoff rankings.
Yes.
See, I'm not doing it that way. You got to get the at-large is only 5, and then it's the conference winners. So that messes everything up.
Oh.
So a little bit more layers, but I'd be okay with that too.
Dive.
Even if you just did the top 16, you mean to tell me that some of these, like, wouldn't Coastal Carolina have made it last year?
I like your idea better because then you give every conference their shot.
Well, and here's the point of that: you can't sit there and tell me if you were like the elite, like Conference USA school, that's not going to help your recruiting when you can sit there and say, "Son, you come here. We may not be on ESPN every night." Or every week, but we're going to play in the college football playoffs.
And everybody gets a seat at the table if you're in that bracket.
Yeah, you look at it like this. It's Tuesday night MAC football. That's where you see crap schools like Marshall play. But all of a sudden, Marshall can be the 15th seed in the college football playoff.
Right.
Now they're still playing on Tuesday night, but they're getting 4-star recruits.
The point is that they're not going to do well. They're probably not going to win, at least not right away. It would have to take years and years and years of it to take effect. But
you get Wednesday Sun Belt. Now they're relevant.
Yeah, but if you have a good season, so those teams
I'm going to add another layer to it right now.
Go ahead.
So the 16 seed, just like how you have to have a play-in game for the tournament, have the North Dakota State or whatever championship team play the 16th seed and see who gets in.
That'd be even better.
Yeah.
We're just going to make up our own rules from now.
Yeah.
Well, they're kind of dissolving the FCS right now.
Well, so it's still going to be there eventually because the damn Power 5 is going to say, screw you, NCAA, and go off and do their own thing. There's actually some stuff that came out this week where sports writers were talking about how the SEC doesn't even need the NCAA now. They could just play each other and be their own league, because they have 16 schools coming. I mean, it's
well, the SEC, what we were talking, I think we talked this earlier in the year, their model, and that's why you had the ACC, Big 12, Pac,
the alliance,
or Pac-12, that alliance was the SEC wants to be NFL 2.0, so they can get a 32-team league. They get the best schools in the country.
You don't have to have 32. How many teams were in the XFL? How many were in the USFL?
Yep. No, they're fine at 16, but if they wanted to go to 32 or even 24, now you've got Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Oklahoma, Tech. You have every blue blood in the country. No one else matters. No one gives a crap about Boise or Ohio State. I just want to know
who the hell's going to look at Vanderbilt finally and say,
yeah.
All right, man. Your time's done.
How can Vanderbilt vote against us being in the SEC? They're not even relevant.
Because they don't want anybody that can be more relevant than them. That would be like the worst thing in the world. Like if you talk about these alliances, like your schools like Wake Forest and Vanderbilt right now, like, they're probably just, it's like that meme of the dog and fire and everything. Everything's fine. They don't see what's happening. I'm telling you, their time's coming, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be done soon.
They're going to be relegated to a group of 5 level
they're going to be playing the Citadel in football. I hope you enjoy that. Do you even know what they're called?
No.
Hey, last thing for you, then win the segment. Dixie State. That's who I think Gonzaga played. You know where Dixie State is?
I'm assuming Tennessee.
You have a guess?
I'm going to say that it is Mississippi.
It's Utah.
Oh.
Okay.
It's in southern Utah, in St. George, Utah. Dixie State.
Okay.
They apparently call that area of Utah Dixie. It's a whole thing I just read about.
I would have taken, I would have went hard plus odds that it was Tennessee.
Or East Mississippi.
Yeah.
Just anywhere east of the Mississippi. Yeah. So there's your little trivia, folks. Hope you enjoy it. But let's be quiet for a second. Let the raindrops kind of kick in. Biggie, can you hit the music? Every time when you hear that sound, you know what time it is. It is time for Week 10 NFL Stone Cold Lead Pipe Locks. And last week, fellas, it was brutal. Mr. Brown, you're still holding on to first, though. Congratulations.
By a thread, yes.
You fell off of page 1 of the nationally ranked pickers. How does that feel?
I'm trying to build Biggie's confidence back up. I'm just a team player here.
Well, you did, Biggie. I think you were at least around 500 or above. How'd you do last week?
It was 8-6. It wasn't a good week, but I picked up 3 games on our Hicks leader, Mr. Brown, because guess who's back?
Yeah, we'll see.
I've already won the World Series. I don't really care anymore.
He's playing with house money, is what he's saying.
Exactly.
We won't talk.
I gotta let you be good at something.
4-win week. It was.
I got one thing. Let me have my one thing.
We can do that.
Okay. I'll show it off all the time.
I'm here for you, brother.
I feel like last week the pick seemed easy, and they just got the better.
And we fell apart. I felt really good.
Like, it wasn't that like people didn't cover. There were some bad teams that won.
Like it was so bad when we posted our picks on the page. No one really roasted us that hard.
No, everybody was like, "Oh, this is legit. These are good picks."
They're like, "This is a terrible week for everybody."
So it is what it is. That being said, we're back to kind of rebound with dignity here. And just as a reminder, if you fast forward to the show to get to this segment, we all picked the Ravens to cover. And are they tied at halftime?
6-3 Dolphins.
6-3 Dolphins. So that's looking good. I actually had the Dolphins and scribbled it out when I knew Brissett was the quarterback. So I'm an idiot if they get that wrong. But either way, we're going to move on and just get through this the best we can and hopefully pain-free as possible.
The only place we can go is up.
We got some double-digit spreads here. This one not quite. We're going to start off with the Atlanta Falcons, who shocked the world. I got that one right last week. Out of my 4 wins, somehow I picked the Falcons right. They're on the road to Big D, where Dallas, coming off a brutal loss to the Broncos, are a 9-point home favorite.
I'm going to go completely against grain here. I've learned so far this year, if a team impresses me and then I jump on their bandwagon, they immediately crumble. It happened with the Ravens, who I was all over. They fell apart. The Bengals, if I really like you, the Cowboys, then they lose 30-0 once I get on their jock. I'm going to stay on their jock because they're going to bounce back this week. The Falcons effing suck. Give me the Cowboys to cover.
Cowboys have to bounce back, but I mean, not only that, the Falcons are the worst team consistency-wise in NFL, I think.
Yes.
Like, they'll show up and just, where does it come from? And then they'll just completely fall apart.
New coach, same result.
I'm going Cowboys.
The Cowboys definitely win this game, but somehow I just don't think they win by more than 9. I think they win by like a touchdown, and that's it. Because I think the Cowboys are going through a little bit of a struggle right now. We'll see how it shakes out. So look at that. We're 1 pick in. We're already getting you a lone wolf and or a bark, 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 bark for a chicken. I don't know what the hell you want me to do, but the Falcons are not winning this game, but I'm going to say they're covered. Speaking of teams that we're mad at, how about the Saints last week, with the Falcons? Now they go on the road to a team that might be riding high with the Tennessee Titans at home. The Titans are a 3-point favorite against the Saints.
Give me the Titans all day long. I had the Falcons last week with the Saints for the cover, and they won outright. I don't know what the Saints are doing. I thought Sean Payton was going to have one of these spectacular coaching performances this year where you revere him, and more it's looking like they're a week-to-week team that needs a few lucky breaks to win. Also, Alvin Kamara is a little gimpy this week.
Yeah, I can't believe the spread's so low for this game. I'm going Titans all day.
Maybe it's just the desperation of being in last place. Maybe it's the fact that the Titans just pulled off the win of the season for them, and I'm expecting a letdown. And Sean Payton's too good of a coach to have 2 bad weeks in a row. Somehow they find a way to do it. So, when the Saints go marching in, when Sean Payton wins a game, he'll lose next week and probably the week after. But tonight he's gonna cover. I don't know. There's my song. We'll keep rolling. How about Jacksonville?
Just be honest. You're mad they got AP instead of Frank Gore, so you can't pick them.
Well, I mean, I would have had my heartstrings on Gore, but I got Mark Ingram back in New Orleans too, man. I'm happy to see that.
You get to watch Gore beat up Deron Williams. What do you care?
That's true. That's going to be fun. We didn't even talk about that, but we got plenty of time before we get to Jake Paul fights.
Yeah.
All right, how about the Jaguars coming off the first win of the season on the road to the all of a sudden somewhat impressive winning ball game Indianapolis Colts. They're a 10.5-point home favorite, though.
God, I have no clue where to go with this game because I love me the fighting Frank Wright.
We know this.
They're coming 10 days off of a nice little break, Thursday night football. This Jags team I've hated all year. I still hate them. I want to pick them to cover, but I don't care if it's Trevor Lawrence, Johnny Lawrence, kick him in the nuts, Grover cry, whatever. They're going to lose by 17. Give me the Colts.
Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg.
I'm going Jaguars. I don't think the Colts win, but I don't think they win by that much.
Who did the Jaguars beat last week?
Bills?
It doesn't matter who they beat last week because that's the only win they're getting all year. It's the Colts somehow covering 10.5 here at home. So, Mr. Brown, you're the lone kitty cat. Meow. That's his emphatic Jaguars response, everybody. Let's go on to Biggie's team, the New England Patriots at home. We got them at a 2.5-point home favorite against the Cleveland Browns.
I would hit this either way. I bet them at 1.5. I see that the line has moved. Not only do they win this game, they win this game by 14 points.
New England.
It's got no one field to boys. Patriots are down for a year. Get used to seeing them around. Mac Jones is the Mac Daddy.
I'm also picking Captain Flub and the Patriots. They will win this game.
I saw that Chubb
Captain
has.
Flub.
I was waiting on it.
We got Chubb has
Flub versus Chubb.
I'm just trying to get my reasoning in. I'm taking New England too. I was going to have Cleveland. Chubb got COVID. He's not going to be there. It is what it is.
Papa Chubb.
I don't think it's going to be a close. I think it will be a close game. I don't think it's going to be that because Cleveland, man, they just find a way to make it ugly sometimes. I think they're a little better now that they got some of the distractions removed, so I wouldn't be surprised if they covered. I'm not confident in this game at all. Not nearly as confident as Biggie is with his homerism, that's for sure. But that'll keep us moving on. We keep it with the AFC East, where nobody circles the wagons quite like the Buffalo Bills. They take a 12-point. Except for Jacksonville. They're going on the road to the Meadowlands against the Jets, Jets, where the Bills are a 12-point road favorite.
And the Bills rebound in this game. They come out. There's times earlier this year where the Bills have been 16, 14, 19-point favorites, and they've covered. They played some bad football last week. They're going to get it out of their system. The Jets just lost to the Colts by 15, and it wasn't even that close. Give me the Bills to cover on the road.
We got distracted. Brissett looks like he's done for the year.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Tua.
Oh, no.
Willis Reed.
No. He's ready.
Oh, wow.
What happened? We got to stop. We're watching this live. So we got Houston coming off the edge, gets him. Oh, he just fell over his leg. That's a torn ACL.
Yep. That didn't look that bad. What a pansy.
It just went sideways. Yours looked worse. I'll give you that.
Yeah, my knee was sticking through my kneecap.
Yeah, we'll keep it
my
there.
Bone thingy.
All right, we were talking about the Bills and the Jets. Bills.
I'm going Bills. They got to bounce back.
I'm also taking the Bills just for the same reasons y'all already elaborated on, so we'll just keep it moving.
I just remembered, too, that Bill's dad was down there to watch that horrific game.
He did. He went down there.
Could you imagine traveling from Buffalo, New York to Jacksonville to watch that dog shit
I think
of a game?
I saw a video of him sitting in the pool.
I seen that.
Nice
Still.
Tipsy at 10 in the morning a couple days ago.
You have to at that point, don't you?
Yes.
It's got to be better than being in Buffalo in November, right?
And I got that.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
So
better be in Buffalo any time of the year.
Tough trip for Bill's dad. We got it. How about the Detroit Lions against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who all of a sudden look slightly more impressive than we thought they were? The Steelers, though, are taking 8 points at home to cover.
Give me the Lions to cover. The Steelers will win this game, but if you look at what they've done the last 4 or 5 weeks, they win, but it's always close. It's always tight at the end. The one game that they won by a margin more than a field goal was 15-10 against the Browns.
Yeah.
I'm also going Lions. Steelers can't put nobody away. They haven't all year.
God, I also have the Lions on here, too. I thought I was going out on a limb, but everything you just described was my logic. And the Steelers don't cover. The Lions somehow find ways to make games close, except for a couple times.
They're coming off a bye week. They're ready to, eat some kneecaps.
Yeah, they're not eating anybody. They're eating their own teeth right now. They need to stop doing that. How about the Tampa Bay Bucks? A playoff rematch of last year on the road, where nobody loses a team name quicker than the Washington football team. And the Bucks are a 9.5-point road favorite.
Stop. They're the Washington Emails.
Oh, that's right. So the Tampa Bay Bucks on the road to the Washington Emails, the hidden emails, whatever you want to say, and the Bucks are 9.5-point, favorite.
So the emails are ran by the she-mail, and it's not going to matter because Tom Brady and the Bucs are coming to town, and they're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
So now Dan Snyder's wife's a she-mail.
He watched that damn Dave Chappelle Netflix special.
Okay.
All right, let's just keep moving on.
Sticks and stones.
It makes sense now that Gruden was emailing about it. He's a homophobe.
All right, so let's just keep moving so I don't have to edit this. What do you got, Mr.
Full
Brown?
circle, baby.
I am going with the Bucks.
All right, and Biggie, you also took the Bucks and that random noise that we just produced. Okay, just make sure. So we're Bucks across the board. Time to go to the next game. Carolina, the recently signed Cam Newton. Probably not playing in this game. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Superman.
Going Super Cam.
Yeah.
Get it right. Going on the road to the best team in football? I don't know. The Arizona Cardinals are a 10.5-point home favorite in the desert.
Smash the Cardinals on this one all day.
McCaffrey's back, but it don't matter. He had, 10 points in fantasy?
That was a PPR league, though.
Okay. So I'm gonna go Cardinals.
Yeah,
They just can't keep up.
I'm going Cardinals, too. Like, it's probably like a 14 to 20-point win. Like, I don't know. I don't expect it. Like, Carolina.
We're all saying this knowing Kyler Murray hasn't practiced yet this week. Kyler Murray.
Well, remember what I said last week? I picked the Niners to cover because I said Calamari wasn't going to play.
Man, the Cardinals came out and showed what you just said. Best team in the league. Without him or Hopkins, they smashed a Niners team that's a divisional foe.
Yeah,
Good opponent.
Yeah, not picking against the Cardinals anytime soon, even with a 10.5-point spread. We've taken spreads at bigger numbers this year before, so not a shock. Here's a tiny spread. I already know. I'm going to go ahead and write Biggie's pick down here. Minnesota on the road to the Chargers.
Ooh, but he loves his...
He's torn here. Maybe I shouldn't have wrote it down. I don't know. We'll see. The Chargers are a 3-point home favorite against the Vikes.
God, this is the toughest game of the week to pick for me.
I can see you're emotionally distraught.
This is harder than picking the Patriots. Like, I'm going to go freaking cross-eyed looking at this. I'm not sure what to do here. What I do know is that the Vikings will play this game close, losing in heartbreaking fashion like they always do. I wish that the hook here was like a 3.5 or 4.5%. It's real easy to take the Vikings. I'm going to have to take them at 3 anyway.
You're taking the Vikings to cover at 3.
Yep.
I'm also going to take the Vikings because guess what? Even though they're traveling to L.A., they're going to have more fans in the stadium than the Chargers.
The Chargers have shown that they don't require fans to win games.
I'm going Vikings.
The Chargers are going to stay in first place. They're winning this game. They're covering by 3s.
Maybe that's what I'm hoping for, too.
That's exactly what it is. The fandom was there. So I got to do my lone wolf. So we know how we do it here with lone wolf with the Chargers. Go Chargers, go! That's what we get, some type of Arnold impression. That was terrible. We'll move on. How about the Philadelphia Eagles? Man, they suck, don't they? They just suck. I just want to say that for Eagles fans out there. Your team sucks.
Oh.
That was a hell of a play. All right, so the Eagles are on the road to the all of a sudden the Broncos look better than we thought they were. But the Broncos are a 2.5-point home favorite in Mile High against the Eagles.
I didn't think I'd be picking the friggin' Broncos again this year, but after the way that they looked last week at home against a really crappy Eagles team, it's a field goal game. Got to take the Broncos.
I thought they were just doing this fire sale, getting rid of Von Miller, but they came out and they're spunky, man.
They are.
They do their thing. And you got to factor in the Mile High air. And the Eagles have not shown me anything all season long. I'm going with the Broncos.
Yeah, outside of the Eagles destroying the Lions one week, they've been just – and week 1, right? Week 1, they destroyed the Falcons. And we're like, well, the Eagles – no, it's the Eagles. They suck. So, Denver covers this one. They win by at least 3, so that's an easy pick. All right. Is Russ playing?
Yes.
So he's coming back. And what a better place to come back than against maybe Aaron Rodgers and Lambeau. The Packers are a 3.5-point favorite at home against the Seahawks.
Toughest game of the week to pick without my homer bias coming into play here, because with Russ being back, I really like the kind of emphasis he's going to bring, that kind of, I'm here, let's go, let's do this. I like that the Packers win. I think it's going to be a tight game, though. They're going to be a little slow starting. We'll see how Rodgers plays. I got the Seahawks to cover.
I mean, but do we know Rodgers is playing?
It's yeah.
Damn.
Which means there is an outside chance that he doesn't play.
I mean, this is the tough thing, baby. We do our games on Thursdays. Like, there's no going back. You're standing on the cliff right now. You got to decide if you want to jump or not.
I'm going to pick the Seahawks because I'm going to go with Rodgers doesn't play for some reason.
All right. I tried that strategy last week.
Seahawks are coming off a bye week.
Huh?
Seahawks are coming off a bye week.
They need it.
With Russ coming back.
I'm just you got to shake off the ring, Russ, man. There ain't no way you're coming back because
whoa! He shook that off every game before they played. He was out there running 99-yard, no huddle. Did you not see him pregame every game?
Yeah, but
calling plays, running, diving. He's got no rust. Russ doesn't have rust. He wakes up feeling dangerous.
You can't throw the ball with a broken finger.
He did.
Well, okay.
He caught it too.
He's out there with a broken finger. You're going to see those ducks and all that stuff, and it's just going to look terrible. So
the best receiver in the league, Metcalf, 2 touchdowns.
I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but it's not going to be a Seattle win. Green Bay covers, so go Pack, go. They're going to bang on the drum all day. That's good.
Costanza, yeah.
Okay.
He's all over Costanza
not
this
doing
week.
Costanza. Not quite. I'd tell you if it was Costanza.
Are y'all sold on Metcalf yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Remember that conversation, fellas?
No, he is an elite deep threat receiver that has great hands, plays super physical. I'm not going to say he's an elite route runner.
Because he's not.
He's not, but he's a great
he has
receiver.
improved. He has improved.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Yeah. See?
He's not just a one-trick pony anymore.
Correct.
But he's got a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
I'm not.
Speak for yourself, bro.
I'm not going to say that I think he would do. Well, I mean, most people will do better or worse on certain teams. Like you put him on the Jets, that's one thing. But
oh gosh, all right, let's keep moving.
You know what I mean? But Seattle, man,
it's him perfectly.
They've tapped into him, and it's been a great fit. Speaking of teams looking for great fits, Kansas City's just trying to find a great fit with some type of offense here because it hasn't happened lately. They're going on the road to Mr. Brown's. Viva Las Vegas. The Raiders, they're not a home favorite, baby. They're an underdog, 2.5 points. Chiefs are favored.
So it's a field goal game. It's a pick. And Mr. Brown, would you like to pick first since it's your team?
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Raiders. They're winning the game. I'm not even telling you why.
All right. I also had the Raiders wrote down, so I'll give you the opportunity to be the lone wolf big guy. I just think the Chiefs are garbage, man. Like, they should have destroyed Green Bay last week. They made Green Bay's defense look top 5.
Oh, that's what I was going to use as my talking point for picking the Raiders. You played a Green Bay team with no offense, and you were only able to win by a touchdown. And Green Bay and their offense had a chance to score more points. I don't know what is wrong with Kansas City. They're going to end up in the playoffs. How you go from what they've been the last 3 seasons to what they are now, it just blows my mind. But give me the Raiders. Derek Carr's come out and rally those boys.
Derek Carr is...
he'll throw it to Deshaun Jackson.
Hey, let me ask you this. Are you sold on Derek Carr?
No.
He's had a hell of a year, man.
Dude, he's fell off the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. You think he's done?
I'm not saying he's done.
Downward spiral?
He's not an MVP candidate like we try to act like he was. He was playing above his head.
For the first 4 weeks, he was. He led the league in passing yards.
He was playing over his head. I knew it. Everybody
That's
knew
the way too early predictions that we always do. Let's project the quarter season MVP. How about we do it after 14 games?
So we've had at least 15 trades in our fantasy league so far, and the only commotion we've had is me trading for Derek Carr, who's didn't even get drafted in our league, but it was ultimate commotion.
Well, some people just like to be negative all the time about that stuff, and they're going to vote no every time. But we got one more game, fellas. We got the Raiders across the board. But now we're going to the Monday night game with the Los Angeles Rams and the newly acquired Odell Beckham. And if I saw that correctly, we got breaking news here from a friend of the show that's hanging out with us, and he was kind enough to pull it up. We got his contract here. What was it? We got signed him for a 1-year deal, so I guess he gets the salary that's coming from the Browns. He got a $500,000 signing bonus, and he gets $750,000 for the rest of the season. But they got him on a 1-year, $4.25 million deal. So,
our inside beat reporter John Rambo with the breaking news.
Yes, thank you, Rambo. We appreciate that. And that helps us determine whether or not the Rams are going to cover this 4-point spread against the Niners.
Hammer the Rams. Bet your damn mortgage payment on it.
Yeah, I agree. I got to get Rams.
I also had the Rams wrote down because, like, they're going to bounce back too, right? Like, they're just
Have to.
easily going to bounce back after that. So that is a wrap on the Week 10 NFL Stone Cold Lead Pipe Locks of the Week. And I did not go Costanza method, but I did do some extra thinking here. We'll see if it backfires or not. Not that I have anything to lose. I'm in last place.
Just remember out there, if you're looking to make a little extra cash, a simple $20 13-leg parlay that I just bet nets me $88,000.
So if you're not familiar with that, just find us on social media. Biggie will take you through how to lose $20, but the promise is that you could win $88,000.
Remember, if you took that advice and you're betting $20 on a 13-leg parlay, 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's it, 1-800-GAMBLER. Don't forget. That's only in West Virginia, though. We need, like, the list of all the gambler hotlines. Just go to the internet, damn it. You can find it there.
New Jersey, Tennessee.
Well, that almost draws another show to close this week, and we always like to just kind of bullshit here at the end. And Big, I know you got genuinely excited about a story that popped up overseas, and we don't talk about soccer enough, do we?
No, we don't, because soccer sucks for the most part.
Except for when your kids play it. It's okay for kids to play soccer.
No, then you
It's
enjoy
taking
it.
over America.
Well, I enjoy like the World Cup when it comes around and stuff like that.
Because I sure as hell don't.
Oh, I do.
All right.
I watched it for the last 7 years, and I still don't know all the rules.
Can you name 3 soccer players?
Pele,
Like active.
like Beckham, and who else?
That was a movie.
And that's a
Ronaldo.
player. Ronaldo. There you go.
That was one active player, right? Beckham don't play anymore, does he?
No. Messi.
That's 2.
Beckham. I brought this up is that I enjoy watching like the World Cup, and like Mr. Brown said, it's the same thing as hockey. It's not that soccer sucks or hockey sucks; is I don't understand the game.
Got you.
The only reason I wanted to bring this up was because years ago, and we still have the memes of Tanya Harding when she had the guy take out Nancy Kerrigan. We had that happen again, but it didn't happen here in America, so it's not such a big story. But Paris Saint-Germain, she's a women's soccer player in France, was driving a vehicle after a team event, had the person in the back seat or passenger seat who was ahead of her for playing time.
Right.
She came off the bench. Somehow, mysteriously, they get pulled over. 2 masked men pull out her passenger, who's the starter, beat the hell out of just her legs with an iron pipe. Not life-threatening.
Why?
She gets to play this last Tuesday. Ongoing investigation. After she plays the first game, they tie everything back to her. And she's now been arrested.
Oh, my God. So, I just want to know, did the driver drive off when they pulled her out of the car, or did she just wait for him to get
No,
out?
she was driving.
I know, but like when they pulled her out of the car and beat her ass, like did she take off, or did she just like, I'm going to wait and watch?
It doesn't say that on there. It just
That's
says
an
the
important
attack.
detail.
The attack lasted for several minutes, and then the attackers ran off.
So the understudy, so to speak, the backup player, she has been arrested.
Yes.
So as the world turns, baby, we'll just keep finding out what happens. That's one way to get me excited about soccer. Let's just add some storyline depth. That's good shit. Well, how about we end on a positive note? You know what? We have the privilege of doing the show on a Thursday, and today was Veterans Day, and we even had a veteran stop by here and spend some time with us today. But it's nice for us to take a step back from society for an occasion and say, damn it, we're pretty fortunate to be able to do what we do. Not only do we get to work pretty much meaningless jobs and draw away with the society we live in, but we get an opportunity to watch sports endlessly and do a podcast and talk about all this nonsense. So to all you veterans out there, especially those that have served in the line of fire, like, we cannot thank you enough. And God willing, you keep doing it for us because you're braver men than we are. But that's what I got to say about it. But I know we got some family members that have served, and I know it runs deep in some of your families too. So, Biggie, I know your dad's a veteran, right?
20 years active duty in the Air Force. His dad, my grandpa, World War II Army infantry. Enlisted when he was 16. Got sent home because he lied about his age. Went back home, got his parents to sign a waiver for him to go back. That's how much just different our world is in general.
Yeah, we were talking about, or we weren't, but I was listening earlier. They were talking about all these stories from veterans about that type of thing. And I was like, man, that would never happen in a million years now. Where like, kids are going to be trying to sign up to go to war for anything. Like, just not happening. And I guess, the benefit is we don't have a direct access of evil attacking us in a country form like the way we did in World War II and the Cold War or whatever. But it's just different times, man. It just makes you look at things a little differently. But we do want to say, we do appreciate the servicemen and women out there that provide us the opportunity to live in this country we live in.
Each one of them, regardless of whether they served in an active war zone or never left the country, signed a blank check for up to and including their life, which I did not, so you got to respect that.
Yeah, whether you signed up on your own ambition or if you were drafted because of Vietnam, like, it didn't matter. You still did it, man. There was people that didn't do it, and they got to watch other people do it. So very, very different mindset for people out there. So again, we're very privileged and we want to just say thank you. But that takes us to the hour mark, fellas. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. And I guess we're going to enjoy the rest of our 60-degree weather that we got here in November. Or has it dropped down a little bit lower? No, we're still in the 60s, baby. It's feeling good. I'm not even wearing socks and shoes, man. I got sandals on. It's good times. Good times. But that has been the We Don't Know Sports Podcast. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Thanksgiving will be here before you know it. We'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye.